I have realised during my editing that I completely forgot to go to Napoleon House, so we'll go there first, and then check out these two places afterwards. This was not what I was expecting. I was expecting a historical place or something, not a pub. Also, just for info, I have switched the audio settings back to where they were. I don't know how to sound reduce itself a little bit, but I definitely turned down the sound, and in editing, I think it's a little bit low, so I've turned it back up.
The Napoleon House is one of the French Quarter's very old, very classic neighborhood bars and restaurants. Gabriel is found here frequently.
If that's the case, then I guess everyone knows me. That drummer, is that the same drummer that we saw outside Jackson Square, or at Jackson Square?
A street drummer has found a spot outside the Napoleon House.
That's not confirmed.
Fancy old liquor bottles contribute to the general decor. The Napoleon House. The door leads to Charter Street. Several fine old oils line the walls of the bar. A stereo and some old jazz albums occupy the back shelf. A chandelier casts a dim glow over the room. It's a bust of Napoleon. How apropos.
I mean, the place is literally called Napoleon House.
The Napoleon House is one. The velvet chairs are getting a bit threadbare. The bar is a 19th century antique in lovingly polished walnut. A sharp-eyed gentleman in a grey sports coat hunches over a chessboard, chuckling to himself. A man in a loud tie stares morosely at a chessboard. That tabletop has an inlaid chessboard.
Inlaid? Fancy.
An old wooden table holds some drinks and an ashtray. A young man is deep into conversation with his girlfriend and feeling no pain.
Is Gabriel going to comment?
A young woman is enjoying drinks with her boyfriend.
Kinda cute.
God damn it, Gabriel.
Nah.
You were so close. I don't care that you said nah at the end. You were so close.
An unhappy-looking man explores the dangers of drinking alone.
Yeah, I can relate.
Gabriel and the bartender are old pals. His name is Stonewall King, and he knows everybody round here.
Is that a real name? I don't know. Can I do anything here other than chat to the people? What about this stereo and the jazz albums?
Gabriel cannot reach the back shelf.
Really?
Gabriel cannot reach the back shelf.
You're telling me you can't just walk there?
Nah,
that's a poor excuse.
That belongs to the Napoleon House.
What do I need with a table? Somebody's using it right now.
Gabriel thinks he'll leave the man right there, thanks. That would be rude. This isn't that kind of bar. Gabriel's already created enough bad karma in this bar.
Right now, or from previous visits, perhaps?
The bar isn't going anywhere. Gabriel isn't strong enough to pick up the bartender. If Gabriel tried to take the head, Stonewall would be on him like ducks on a June bug.
Alright, let's see if we can talk to anyone here.
So, having a good game?
Shh. I'm concentrating.
Fine. All right. So, fine. Nothing like a good game of chess, huh?
Yeah, well, this isn't a good game. This is torture.
Oh, well. Have fun.
I like this guy.
Hi. How's it going?
Could you excuse us? We're talking here.
Yeah, this is disrespectful behavior here, Gabriel.
Hello there.
Excuse me. I was talking to the lady.
And she was listening raptly, I'm sure. Hi, how's it going?
It's been worse.
Business picking up?
Some. Mostly locals, as usual.
You ever get tired of tending bar for a living?
Never thought much about doing anything else.
The weather's pretty crappy out there today.
I wouldn't know. I'd never get out of here before dark.
This looks like a lively crowd.
Lively crowds are trouble. These guys just sit and drink. That makes me happy.
Hi, how's it going?
It's been worse.
Business?
Some.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. People just sitting here drinking calmly. That's much better than having a party, I guess.
What's up?
Buddy, I think the place you're looking for is down on Bourbon.
You're not wrong. Our bookshop is on Bourbon.
What's up?
Buddy,
Can we interrogate the bartender, perhaps?
Can I ask you some questions?
I'm here to relax, friend. Buzz off.
Right. Sorry. Sorry to bother you, but could I ask you a few questions?
I'm not the chatty type, am I, Sam?
No, you old bastard, you're not.
Besides, I'm busy sucking poor old Sam dry. Go bug someone else.
Ah, you're a real sweetheart, Marcus, you bastard.
Sentences taken out of context 101.
Excuse me. I hate to interrupt your game, but could I ask you a few questions?
What game? This isn't a game. It's a slaughter.
He's right, you know, so let me die in peace, would you?
Can I ask you some questions?
I'm trying to be with my lady here, pal.
Far be it from me to stand in the way of romance.
Yeah, right.
Can I ask you some questions?
Sure. You want to know my sign?
On second thought, I don't think you could help. Forget it.
Damn, Gabriel. That's no way to treat a lady.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Sure. I'm not too busy at the moment.
Interrogation time. Alright, let's ask you the usual.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? I don't believe in it myself. I invented a drink once called Laveau's Tomb, but it wasn't very popular. Some people do believe, though. Even some of our regulars here at Napoleon House.
What can you tell me about...
I'm no expert. You might want to talk to someone who believes in it.
What can you... What do you know about the voodoo murders?
It's all over the papers. Some kind of serial killings.
What do you know...
They say a lot of voodoo stuff is found near the bodies.
And it's all underworld people. Apparently the general public is not in any danger.
What do you know...
Oops.
Everybody's talking about them. It's starting to scare off the tourists.
Thankfully, I did not miss that.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Greatest city in the world. I'd never want to live anywhere else.
What can you tell me?
This city must get 1 million tourists a year, especially around Mardi Gras.
What can you...
A lot of people come here because they think it's mysterious. All that talk about voodoo.
What?
You should probably find a book on the subject, you know.
What?
You should.
Tell me about yourself.
A good bartender listens to other people's life stories without telling his own.
Very true.
Tell me about yourself.
A good bar...
What can you tell me about your regulars in here?
This crowd, the ones you see, are mostly regulars. That guy and girl in the corner come here a lot. When they're not fighting, they're all over each other. In other words, they're in love.
Should you be telling me this? Really?
What can you tell me about...
See those old guys at the chess table? That's Sam and Marcus. They played every day for 20 years.
Oh God, kill me
Sam,
now, please.
the one with the purple jacket, he's lost every one of those games. It's not that he's a bad player. I've seen him beat guys twice as good as Marcus. But Marcus has Sam so psyched out, he loses his nerve every time. By the way, Sam, the chess player, he's into that voodoo stuff. He's always talking about spells and gree-gree and stuff.
Really? Thanks.
Writing that down. Sam is into voodoo. I don't remember which one is which. Are you going to tell me that again?
What can
I'd call you a regular, Gabe. And one of our local writer celebrities, too. Been coming in here, what, 10 years now?
Don't remind me.
We're still waiting for that bestseller.
Don't hold your breath.
I mean, it could be worse. You could be on a losing streak of chess games that extends for about 7,000 days.
What can you...
That's about all I can say about this crowd.
Tell me about the street musicians around here.
I like music as much as the next guy, but they get pretty monotonous sometimes, you know? Like that drummer right outside. They say there's been a drummer outside Napoleon House since the day it opened. I like drums, but this character really gets on my nerves. It sounds like the same thing over and over. I just want to say, enough already.
Sounds like my life. Tell me about the street.
Don't know what else I could say.
Tell me.
Don't know.
The drummer outside has been here for a very long time.
So what has Sam told you about voodoo?
Well, about 50 years ago, Sam was too shy to talk to this pretty girl he was in love with. He went to a voodooine and had her make him a love charm. It was a little pouch that he had to bury under the girl's front porch. Well, he buried the pouch, and the next day, he went up and talked to the girl. And, sure enough, she didn't reject him. Now she's his wife. Poor guy.
Yeah, but you know what? How much of that is voodoo and how much of that is, well, she wouldn't have rejected you in the first place?
So what has Sam told you about voodoo?
That's about all I can remember.
That's it.
So what?
That's about all.
Okay, we learned something there. Which one is Sam?
A shop, a man.
I think it's this guy.
So, having a good game? Shh, fine. Nothing like...
Yeah, well, this...
Oh. Excuse me.
What game? This isn't a game. It's a...
He's right, you know.
Sorry to bother.
I'm not the chatty type, am I, Sam?
Guy in purple.
Oh, you bastard, you're not.
Besides, I'm busy sucking poor old Sam dry. Go bug someone else.
Taking notes. So perhaps if I show him something voodoo related, he will perk up?
Does this mean anything to you?
Not really.
Not really means yes.
This is the last page of inventory. Gabriel is carrying a priest's shirt and collar which, surprise, surprise, do not belong to him.
Yeah, we stole those. It's surprising they're showing up as one object in the inventory because we definitely picked up two items. We picked up the collar and then we picked up the shirt. Okay, so you're potentially a contact that I can speak to later. Let's get out of here and check out one of these other two locations that I keep talking about. I think we'll start at the Historical Voodoo Museum.
Hi. Look around all you want.
Okay, thanks.
Another drummer.
A street drummer has settled outside the museum.
I suppose I can talk to him?
Gabriel can't do a thing with a drummer on the street.
Yep, we can't go outside and speak to the drummer. That is impossible.
A balcony surrounds the room on the second level. It's closed to the public. The Historical Voodoo Museum is brimming with items authentic and original.
There's some sarcasm there, I think.
The historical... A wooden doll with horns is on the back table.
Looks like Jack Nicholson.
Gabriel, please. I can barely make it out.
The back wall displays various voodoo items, such as a gaudy shell necklace. The back, an anatomically correct voodoo doll with pins strategically placed.
Now why does that remind me of Grace?
Once again, Gabriel, play nice.
The back, An artist's rendering of the voodoo dances in Congo Square in the early 1800s. The back and
Now what?
a feathered African mask. Something about the shape of that knife gives Gabriel the creeps.
That's a knife there.
A poster advertising a voodoo tour of the city, winters only. And a bandana that was once worn by a voodoo queen.
Nice bloodstains.
I thought it might have potentially changed what it was saying depending on where I was clicking, like that knife, but no.
The back and
Now what?
a gaudy and a poster. The back.
Nice.
I don't think we're getting much else.
The window overlooked Chartres Street.
Really?
So,
I did not mean to skip that, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. We're on the other side?
hi. Look around all you want.
Okay, thanks.
But I didn't think we were on the same street as Napoleon House.
An official voodoo wishing stump. Rub it and make a wish, a card said.
Funny, I say the same thing to women.
Jesus.
I wish my publisher would actually promote one of my novels for a change.
You have a publisher? If you've got a publisher, you're already doing very well, I think.
I wish Grace were as hot as she looks.
Gabriel.
I wish I
Is that Gran on a cruise?
wish
But we can't afford it.
I had something better to rub than this stupid stump.
Just go home, Gabriel.
I wish I had some.
Where's the Grand line?
I wish my voodoo book hits the bestseller lists.
Hey, there's still time.
I wish I had.
Give me the Grand line.
I wish I had $1 million. I wish I could afford to take Gran on a cruise.
Well, if you get $1 million, you can take Gran on the cruise. It'll all work out. Let's keep looking around.
Damn. I've always wanted a skeleton with a bowl on its head. Damn. Reminds me of a book critic for the New York Times.
It's an electrical switch.
Can I play with it?
He's got more hair than Mosley.
Flickering candles lend an appropriately spooky atmosphere to the museum. On the table is a small coffin. So small, in fact, that it would only fit an infant.
Charming.
It's the exit to Ursuline Street.
You say an animal or something, but no, you had to say a child.
The historic and authentic-looking pole marks the center of the room. Authentic what? Gabriel isn't sure. Gabriel doesn't recognize the museum's flags. Gabriel and large elaborate drums occupy a corner of the museum. A beaded gourd is on display. There
is a snake up there.
The back wall.
Nice.
A very large, very formidable looking snake is secured in a plexiglass cage. A striking portrait of a turbaned woman is on the back wall. Gabriel wonders who she might be.
We've only got one name so far, and that's Marie Laveau.
A counter at the back displays brochures and a donation basket. It's a basket for donation to the Free Museum. counter at the account. The his.
Alright, what about you?
She looks thrilled to be here.
Once again, probably sarcasm.
She looks.
Let's have a chat to her and then try touching the merchandise.
So, how's the museum business?
I don't know. I don't normally work here.
Oh. Why are you here then?
So, how's... So,
I don't...
I imagine I can't interrogate her then.
could I ask you a few questions?
I wouldn't be much help. You should talk to Dr. John, the owner. He'll be back tomorrow.
I see. Thank you.
I vaguely remember Dr. John. I'm gonna make a save here and try touching things. So I really should start making multiple slots. Can I pick anything up?
Even if that were for sale, Gabriel couldn't afford it. Even if Gabriel doesn't want anything to do with that knife. That doesn't seem to be removable.
Hey, yeah, what is that?
The back.
Or is that just a generic?
Gabriel cannot take that.
No, it's not that.
That doesn't seem to be removable. Gabriel.
Never mind, it is generic.
That doesn't seem to be removable.
Okay, we're getting this prompt pretty much everywhere here, so let's try operating some things.
Please don't touch those drums, mister.
That display doesn't have any mechanical function.
It was shot down immediately.
I'm close enough to using a coffin as it is.
That display doesn't have... Gabriel doesn't... That display... There is... That doesn't... Gabriel... The snake is too far away. Unless Gabriel has something to contribute, he should leave the donation basket alone. Gabriel cannot see a way to use that.
I don't think we're doing anything here today. We could possibly do something tomorrow when Dr. John arrives.
That display doesn't have it.
Alright.
I'll be gone now, thanks.
So long.
Let's check out the drugstore.
Hi.
Uh-huh.
You sound even less enthusiastic than her.
The poster reads, "Power will be yours when you use Papa Legba's power drawing incense and Master Power oil. Buy some today."
What sort of power?
The mask appears to be made from a real crocodile head. It's a mannequin wearing a crocodile mask. The Dixieland drugstore is crammed from top to bottom with strange merchandise, some or all of which seems to be related to the practice of voodoo.
There's a huge difference between some and all.
The glass jars contain a number of things Gabriel can't identify.
And wouldn't want to.
On the shelf are how-to books for voodoo neophytes. The shelf holds containers of dried items, flowers, grass, black cat bones.
Charming.
The sign says potion ingredients. These jars must be for do-it-yourselfers. The sign says power items. Ropes of garlic hanging from the ceiling.
I'll know where to come if I ever have a vampire problem.
Voodoo and hoodoo. The craft as revealed by traditional practitioners by Jim Haskins. Available at Dixieland drugstore and other fine stores. The dust on those boxes is older than Gabriel. A variety of cloth dolls are arranged above the shelf. Each impaled with a single silver pin.
I thought that was like a backing or maybe a bunch of boxes there, but now that you mentioned the dolls, you can see about 7 of them or maybe 8 of them sort of stuck against the wall.
The entire shelf is stocked with containers of High John the Conqueror root powder. The containers on this shelf all say magnetic sand. Draw good luck and prosperity.
I should probably buy 50 pounds or so for the bookstore.
Won't be enough.
This case holds candles with names like Love Drawing Candle, Confusion Candle, and Black Devil Candle.
If only they sold a figure out what the hell is going on candle.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. 2.5 videos in and I don't know what I'm doing.
The dust of root bags, curio boxes, and magic candles, sold as curios only. We cannot guarantee results.
Okay, it is pronounced cannon.
Root bag. The signs say, Special Saint Jean Eve, Lagnappe, free bottle of lover come back to me oil, or master gambling oil, with every purchase over $50.
Lagniappe. My French is lousy, but everyone in New Orleans knows what that means. A little something extra.
We got a points for that.
The signs say, Special Saint Jean Eve, Lagnappe, free bottle
A
of
free bottle mentions $50.
I should probably buy 50 pounds or so for the bookstore.
Is that related at all? Inclined to think not, but who knows?
In this case are super concentrated fixing oils and packages of pins.
The problem is I'm getting confused between pounds and dollars as units of currency versus weight.
Lodestone powder. 5-finger grass. Something tells me I'm not in Kansas anymore.
Herbal oils for love, luck, power, and success. It's nearly as old as the one at St. George's.
Alright, who are you? Are you Jim?
The proprietor doesn't look especially friendly. His business probably doesn't depend on walk-ins.
Hi there. Is this your store?
This is a Dixieland drugstore, and I own it, me. Name's Walker, Willie Walker.
No.
So, this is a voodoo store, huh?
Voodoo? No, man, this is a curio shop. The things you see here are from local folklore. None of it's real, I tell you for sure.
I suspect he would say something entirely different if we were a regular.
What about these magic oils and powders you're selling? Aren't they a part of voodoo?
Read the label, man. We make no claims. Sold as curio only. It means what it says, no? These are novelties, not voodoo.
Yeah, I've seen that message before as well. Novelties are not to be used for other purposes.
Have you always lived in New Orleans?
My papa and his papa and his papa, all the way back to the days of Marie Laveau, we've been living here.
You mentioned Marie.
How's business?
About like always.
Gabriel Knight.
Have you always...
My...
So does any of this stuff actually work?
Are you crazy, man? These are just curios, novelties for the tourists.
I don't think he would be saying that. Unless, some naive schmuck like myself walks in and starts asking questions. I think there's more going on here than he's willing to say.
Have you always lived in New Orleans?
My...
Can I question you?
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Ask what you want. I'll answer what I want.
Right, Willie?
Can you tell me what you know about voodoo?
This is a novelty shop, monsieur.
Do you think I'm stupid? This is a voodoo shop. Look at all this stuff.
These are novelties, curiosities. If people want to think they're magic, it's not my concern, you know.
You're muddying the waters by saying magic there, dude.
Are you telling me that you own a voodoo shop, but you know nothing about voodoo practices?
Affaire n'est pas affaire blanche.
What does that mean?
Means you should mind your own business, monsieur.
Literally just about to say that. Wow.
Look, I'm researching voodoo for a book.
I don't have your answers, B. Do you want to buy something, monsieur?
Look,
I don't...
what do you know about the voodoo murders?
Cabriz Sancour.
Nothing.
What did you say?
Nothing. Those killings have nothing to do with my shop, monsieur.
We've actually got 2 new global topics out of this place. Which means I have to go through my tapes and go back and ask the other people about these 2 topics.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Monsieur, that has nothing to do with my shop.
You're getting remarkably defensive here.
What do you...
Monsieur,
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
I've lived here all my life, me.
What can you...
I'm a busy man, monsieur. I don't get out of my neighborhood much.
What can...
If you're not from around here, monsieur, you should sign up for some tours.
What can...
If you're not...
Alright. I'll start with yourself and then come back to these 2.
Tell me about yourself.
My name's Willie Walker. I own the place.
Tell me about yourself. How did you get into this kind of business?
Why should I discuss my business with you, man?
Tell me about...
Why should I discuss...
He's way too defensive. I suspect he's up to some shady shit. Alright, let's talk about that sign.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
It's the biggest night of the year in voodoo.
What goes on exactly?
I couldn't say.
I think you could, but you don't want to.
What's the significance?
I've said all I'm going to say about it.
Which is your way of saying you know more.
What's the...
I've said...
What did you mean when you said Cabriz Sancour?
I didn't say that.
You did. I heard you say it.
You heard wrong, monsieur. I said no such thing.
I'm reasonably certain I've got a tape recorder that says that thing right there coming out of your mouth.
What did you mean?
I didn't say...
You did.
You heard wrong.
Alright, this guy's stonewalling us. He's up to no good, very clearly. I don't think we're going to make any progress here, but who have we got on tape? Many people. Grandma, desk sergeant at the police station, Grace, bartender, Willie, who we've just spoken to here, and the watchman, Susol, I think his name was, at the cemetery. Let's go ask some questions.
Excuse me, sir?
You got something to say, son?
Mind if I pick your brain a minute?
Go ahead. These folks ain't in no hurry.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
Why, St. John the Baptist is the patron saint of voodoo. Sometimes we get some weird goings-on in that cemetery on that night. More often a few nights before. People taking grave dirt, bones, and more.
That's pretty disgusting.
Yep. Don't know what they do with them, but it can't be pretty.
And just flat out disrespectful.
What else can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
I told you all I know about that. I told you all...
Alright, that seems very genuine. What does this phrase mean?
Do you have any idea what Cabriz Sancour means?
No, can't say that I do.
Do you have...
No.
Nothing. Maybe we can ask Grace to research that. Let me ask. Hold on. Grandma, I've been doing some research on voodoo. Would you like to hear some weird shit?
My precious boy, how wonderful of you to stop by.
Can't stay away from you, Gran.
Make yourself at home, son.
It's alright. I'm here to ask you literally 2 things and then leave.
Can we talk, Gran?
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
I'll need to start skipping those later. St. John's Eve.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
St. John's Eve? I remember when I was a girl, we always had a St. John's Eve Mass. The Mass was said at midnight, and we held candles. One time on the way home, we were waylaid by a large group of drunken revelers. They didn't hurt us, but I was frightened. My father was furious. We never went to St. John's Eve Mass after that.
Yeah, I really wanted to ask you that because you've been around, and if you know anything about its history, you certainly would know something. So it used to be a religious holiday, but it was also potentially, at that time, the biggest night in voodoo.
What can you tell me?
I haven't celebrated it in years, Gabriel. Well, I'm sure there's still Mass in the more traditional churches, but I don't go.
It's time to find a church. Or a cathedral, perhaps.
What can you
I haven't
Do you have any idea what Cabri sans Coeur means?
Something without something, I think. My French is so rusty. I swear my mind is going.
It's okay, thanks.
It is a French phrase, okay. I wonder if you've got any French books at the bookstore.
Do you have any idea? It's okay.
Something that can help us.
Well, Gran,
I'll go there last though, because I want to interrogate everyone else. Who else do we got? I can't look at it from here. We've got the bartender. Yep, the bartender and then the police station.
excuse me.
What? Yeah, he's right.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Sure. I'm not too busy at the moment.
The guy in purple is going to know something, but I don't know how to speak to him.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
All I know is it's some kind of voodoo holiday.
What's the significance?
People who believe in that stuff think it's a real special night. Magical.
Is it soon? Like the next 2 or 3 days? It's currently June 18. If we can get a date, then, well, we'll know when it is.
What's the significance of St.
People who believe...
Does the phrase Cabri sans Coeur mean anything to you?
You know what goes in it?
I don't think it's a drink.
Oh, then I probably don't know anything about it.
Does the phrase...
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know French, chat. Sans definitely means without, but don't know about the rest. Do you know anything, sir?
Got a second, officer?
What can I do you for?
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
Bunch of crazies out there on St. John's Eve, that's what. We're busy all night.
Really? What kind of crazies?
Drunken?
Your usual howl at the mooners, I guess. They don't look no weirder than them that comes in during Mardi Gras. Never can tell, though.
What can you tell?
I already told you. It's a busy night for us, pal. You want a history lesson? Go read a book.
What?
I already
Yeah, I'm being pointed back to the bookstore.
Do you know what Cabri sans Coeur means?
Can't say that I do. You don't...
Are you sure you don't know what Cabri sans Coeur means?
You don't want to make me repeat myself, bud.
I just did. Okay, let's go have a chat to Grace.
Hello, beautiful. It's me.
I wish you wouldn't wear that coat outside in June. I could smell you from here.
Yeah, but the weather's weird outside.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
St. John's Eve? Never heard of it. It must be a local custom. New Orleans love any excuse to celebrate.
She's only been here about 2 months.
What can you tell me about...
I told you, I can't help you with that.
What?
Right, what about this? Do you know any French?
Do you know what caprice encore means?
No. Sounds French, though.
Are you sure?
I told you, I can't...
Are you sure you don't know what caprice encore means?
Just making sure. Can I request research on this?
Could you do some research for me?
Sure. What?
I can ask.
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
But I certainly can. You don't have any messages for me?
Do you have messages?
Nope.
Alright, so the question is, what do I do next? Do we have any books around here that may help me?
Under the window are reference books, dictionaries, foreign language dictionaries, quotation books, and others.
So we've pulled out a German book. Can we pull out a French book, please?
Hey, kids.
Bruno, how nice.
Gee, a customer.
Of yours? Hardly.
How's the flower business?
Well, better than the used book business, I see.
Rare books.
That explains why I so rarely see anyone in here. Are you going to sell me that wonderful painting of yours today?
Just making a nice Bruno painting. Can I save the game? I cannot. The way this guy walked in and they both basically dismissed him and vice versa. Oh boy. He wants to purchase a painting, which is 3 snakes and a skull. Why does he want it? We can tell him to basically fuck off, or we can ask him how much he will give us for it.
How much would you give me for it, Bruno?
Gabriel, don't you dare sell your father's painting.
Well, I guess I don't need the money that badly.
From the looks of this shop, I'm sure you will, my boy. And soon.
Put some pants on, dude. Alright, so let me take a look at these books over here and see if we can find a French dictionary. Really?
Gabriel.
Enough of the German. Oh, I should also mention this. Where is it?
Gabriel.
Drei Drachen. Drei Drachen kriechen in meinen Schlaf. Die Ziele wollen sie lebendig zum Fraß.
So I've not gone to the trouble of translating that because I kind of don't want to spoil myself. But I do recall that the word Schlaf could potentially mean sleep. Because a Schlafzimmer is a bedroom. Like that over there, that is our Schlafzimmer. So I see that as 3 dragons, something something in my sleep. Appearing, haunting,
Gabriel.
Something like that.
Gabriel.
Snakes. A snake smells by tasting the air with its forked tongue. The smells are passed back to a sense organ in the mouth. Constrictor snakes, however.
We've seen a snake at the museum. I'm not actually sure what to do next.
If Gabriel took that...
We have picked up a bunch of stuff, and that's awesome. But I don't know what to make of any of it. Maybe I can use this now and make some notes.
Writer's block.
Problem is I've reviewed all my footage.
I'll be back later.
Don't hurry.
I've been through all of these places and I don't see anything that I've missed. The only thing I could potentially do, maybe, is listen to this radio. But this is going to involve getting rid of the cop.
The motorcycle cop wouldn't have anything enlightening to say about that.
Anyone seen Joe?
The motorcycle... Gabriel doesn't need to do that with the cop's motorcycle. The motor...
Good day, officer.
Yeah, you too. Keep moving.
Good...
Yeah.
Anyone seen Joe?
Not sure what to do here.
Jackson Square. A cop has driven his on a motorcycle is a police radio.
It wouldn't mention that if that wasn't extremely important.
Gabriel likes his own cycle much better. Gabriel.
Push.
Move the cop's motorcycle. Gabriel would prefer not to be arrested right now.
Can we create a scene, maybe?
Homicide.
It talks about a homicide team attending somewhere. I'm certain, or I'm kind of certain that's the next step, but at the same time, I don't know. You.
It seemed that it's...
Unfortunately, I cannot punch this guy in the face or brick him in the face. That's not a thing we can do.
Gabriel doesn't want...
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Hey, cut that out. I told you to stop that.
It's a free world, buddy.
All right, mister. You want some of this?
Very dumb, sir. Okay, let's operate the motorcycle.
Gabriel picks up the headset and listens.
Ambulance 911, have you located the crime scene? They've radioed for you 3 times.
Damn! Did you say it was north of the Lake Retreat Country Club?
South. Lakeside Drive north of Piedmont Pier, south of the country club.
Man, I don't know if it's the clouds out here today or what. Good thing this guy's already dead.
Everyone's having trouble. Must have been hallucinogens in the coffee this morning.
It's just so misty out here or something. Hey, I see a squad car. Got it, Molly.
Thank God. Have a good one, 9-1.
Interesting.
Stupid mime. Hey, you! Get away from that bike.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's fortunate that he did not see you using the radio, otherwise you'll be getting arrested right now. Alright. There we go. We're going to the crime scene, which is going to upset people, surely. But if Mosley's there, maybe we'll be okay.
The crime scene team is still at the site. Gabriel parks a bit out of the way and walks over to avoid adding to the general confusion.
Hey, Mostly. Huh? Knight, you wiener. I told you not to call me that.
Feeling jumpy?
Who, me? Don't be stupid. How'd you find me?
Oh, I was just driving by.
Mm-hmm. Well, for the book. But don't tell anyone I let you see this, huh?
Have you got hair? So I really want to make a save now if I can, because I feel this is very important. Crime scene.
It's another one. As you can see, same MO and no frickin' clues. We're still waiting on an ID for the body.
That's disgusting. Isn't this a rather, public area for this kind of thing?
Yeah, they're frickin' ghosts, these guys. Lakeshore Drive isn't exactly the 10 expressway, but it is open to the public. No reports and nothing. Now, who the hell is that?
Fancy cutscene. Gabriel looks happy.
Good day, Miss Getty.
What's going on, officer?
Detective Mosley, ma'am. We've got a little problem here, but nothing for you to be concerned about, Miss Getty.
I see. Thank you, detective. And good day, gentlemen.
Whoa, I'm in love.
Forget it. That's Malia Getty. She's about as far out of your reach as the moon. Probably on her way to meet some guy with a yacht right now.
Near here?
The lake's a popular place for country clubs.
If she's out here a lot, maybe she saw something or heard something.
Man, nobody ever sees or hears nothing. I told you. Besides, you just don't go around bothering people like her.
We've about wrapped it up, sir. It's another clean sweep.
Yeah, let's get the meat wagon moving then.
Do you want to leave an officer here, sir?
Nah, just leave the tape up for a few days.
Yes, sir. If you'll excuse us, sir, we'll take him away.
There's an awful lot that just happened there, and I want to think about it and talk through it, but...
Stick around and take notes for the book if you want. Watch out for the muck and the water moccasins, though. I'll be back at the station. Stop by if you want to go over the case some more.
Thanks.
The game's not giving me the opportunity, though. It's just moving a bit too fast. So we met Mosley, who actually does appear to have hair. We actually saw the cars drive away, which is kind of impressive animation given the other quest games we've played. Malia Getty drove past. I don't know if she was a driver or a passenger in that car. We saw her family's tomb. She seems to be from a very, very rich family. Why did she express surprise when she saw us? Maybe she expressed surprise at the detectives at the scene? Did she know that we were going to be here? Or did she know the detectives were going to be here? Don't know. But the way she said, "Good day, gentlemen," and just drove off, that seemed a bit sus. We met Mosley. Mosley has wrecked off somewhere. Did we get anything?
This is the last page.
We did not, but we looked at the body. We're going to look at it, but we didn't get a close-up. Gabriel seen it? We have not.
Gabriel is on the sand and clay shore of Lake Pontchartrain, at the site where some poor bastard got to see who the voodoo murderers really are. The site is now deserted.
Mosley said they didn't know who it was, I think, and same MO, but they don't have a freaking clue. It's been mentioned in the media that the people who died are all members of the underworld, and these voodoo trappings, or whatever they are fake.
Lake Pontchartrain is impressive. It measures 24 miles across and stretches as far as the eye can see. But you wouldn't want to swim in it. Gabriel is the site.
And yes, I can see what looks like the horizon on the other side. That seems wrong.
The trees on the banks of the lake are mostly oak and elm, very old. Patches of grass have managed to survive life on the banks of Lake Pontchartrain. The tree gave the police tape marks off the crime scene. Police tape. Lakeshore Drive runs round the entire lake. This is a particularly lonely stretch, but it's still a public road.
So people do come past, but not very often.
The trees on the banks of...
Which makes me think that Malia coming past was sus.
Gabriel is on the tree. The sun.
Alright.
Out down the spot. Will these pristine banks ne'er be cleaned again?
Just wait for the next rains.
There seems to be a pattern to the lines in the sand, but if there is a pattern, it's smeared. There's only one small area that's clearly defined. The police have already taken samples of the blood. Mosley will be able to tell Gabriel if there's anything significant about it. Gabriel can't take the lines with him that way.
Yeah, we've got a sketchbook though.
There seems to be a
I can't get a close-up of it by just looking at it.
Gabriel does not particularly want to mess with the bloody sand.
Now take notes.
Let me try to get this down.
Alright, so I think we've got this down, and it shows up as a separate item. Kind of looks like, well, quarter of a circle, obviously, but maybe part of a clock? I could probably show that to people later, perhaps. I don't think we're going to get anything else here, but I do need to try going swimming and see if we can drown ourselves.
Gabriel hates getting his hair wet.
As opposed to your clothes and everything else. Jesus, dude. Vain much?
Gabriel wouldn't get far on foot.
I see, that's the lake up there. And this is the Mississippi. Okay, let's try the police station. Let's see if Mosley is there. But I need to end this video very shortly.